Hi folks, welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. Back with you today to do the next installment of hashtag Top Tarot Trumps. This is the Hierophant. So these are my five favourite Hierophants. So first of all, in terms of the Hierophant, I think it's quite a difficult card for a lot of folks because of the religious connotations to it. Now, I've got two kind of um so, my personal way of reading the Hierophant isn't so much about the religion aspect. It's more general than that. It's more like a teacher card. It's more about kind of a learning, all taking all of the learnings from the people that have come before you. So, religion falls into that category, but it's not necessarily the only thing. Um, and then there's also I've been reading or I've been listening to the audiobook of Radical Tarot by Charlie Claire Burgess, and they are fantastic, by the way. The book is fantastic. I would recommend it, really. It's great. The audiobook is brilliant. I listen to it when I'm in the car, when I'm walking the dogs, it's just brilliant, outstanding. And it almost reminds me of 78 Degrees of Wisdom. Um, but it's Charlie is the creator of the Fifth Spirit Tarot, which is this deck here. They are non-binary, and they talk a lot about gender within the tarot, and they have some really excellent points that they make about it, I think. So that was just a random aside, but the reason I mentioned that is because they point out that difficult, you know, religious kind of aspect that it has to it, that is something that's in everyday life, and the tarot is it not supposed to reflect everyday life? So, as much as it might be tempting to remove that from the tarot, like it's still a part of life. There's still a lot of kind of a religious persecution and all of that kind of a stuff. So maybe it is an uncomfortable thing that needs to stay in there, because it needs to represent that part. Um, Anyway, that aside, let me share with you some of my favourite Hierophants or Hierophant-esque cards. So this is the first one. This is Le Pape from the new Choice, Tarot de Marseille by Rosario Salerno. Um, I, so this is a Tarot de Marseille style, but obviously you can tell that it's very different from your traditional Marseilles. I think the colours in it, in fact, I don't feel as though it's picking up the colours very well here. Let's see. Mm, no, I think I like that better. Um, the colours in this deck and in this card in particular are beautiful. I think this says everything that the Pope card um, needs to say, but you can also get a lot more from it. Okay, so stunning, stunning card. Ross's artwork is very distinct and very beautiful. The next one I want to share is the Wise One from Tarot of the Abyss by Anaturian. So this is a perfect embodiment of that Hierophant energy, sitting around a campfire, telling stories about your past, passing on knowledge to the younger folk. Um, I just think this is absolutely stunning and a really perfect embodiment of that energy. The next one, speaking of Charlie Claire Burgess and the Fifth Spirit Tarot, is the Hierophant from that deck. So we really get the teacher vibe from this card. We have someone who's got the books behind them. They're obviously reading from this book. Um, this gives me kind of your traditional teacher vibes at school and at college, at university. That is where we learn all of the knowledge that the people that have come before us. That's where we kind of learn it all. So I think this is perfect. I've then got the Hierophant from the Afro Goddess Tarot by Andrea Furtick. Um, the art in this deck is absolutely stunning, and it is US Games have taken it on and they've made a mass market version of it. Comes out here. It comes out on the 1st of April, and it's available. It's going to be available on Winnis Emporium. You can go on and pre-order it just now. Um, and the slight differences, it's there's a kind of a metallic sheen to it. It's borderless except for the title at the bottom, so it's going to be slightly different from this, which is the indie version, which I got from Little Red Tarot. Um, but sorry, so I'm off on a tangent a wee bit there. The art in this deck is beautiful. This card is a beautiful, vibrant card. I love the colours. I love the more feminine presenting representation of the Hierophant because it's you know, traditionally a very male-dominated card. Um, and yeah, even the beautiful red dress, the leg, the supplicants here, it's just very luscious and beautiful and delicious is the way I describe a lot of the cards in this deck. And last but by no means least, Lightseer's Tarot by Chris Ann. And I've taken this card, so I think the name has changed in the mass market edition to, I think it's back to the Hierophant, but in the indie version, the Hierophant is called the Keeper of the Sacred. But I mean, that's by the by. What I like about this is it shows so that the Hierophants and the number 5 is where we start to be challenged. We're being asked to believe in something that we can't necessarily see and touch and feel, with our five senses. And Luna apparently has an opinion about this card that she wants to share with us. Um, yeah, so that like the fives are where the fives and the minors are where we get a lot of the challenges in life. And the Hierophant, the fool has worked his way through, the the active energy of the magician, the more passive energy of the high priestess, the kind of the more maternal and paternal energies, or the kind of a creative and nurturing, and then the more I suppose controlling and structured approach that the emperor has. All of these are kind of energies that we come up against in everyday life. This card, the Canon 5, the Hierophant, is often where we're being asked, right, we need to now believe in something that's maybe not necessarily immediately obvious. We need to think about it. We need to ponder it. We need to see how we feel about it deep inside. It's not something that's necessarily like maths where there's a right answer. It's something that we need to kind of a toil with a wee bit. And maybe we're being asked to have faith in something. And if we look at this image, we see a stairway that goes up to this sacred geometry up in the sky. So it bridges the gap between the earth and the heavens, or whatever you choose to see this as. But it's between earth and spirit, reality and spirit. We kind of see this stairway, this bridged gap between the two, and I just think that's so clever and so perfect. Um, and we see someone here who's full of joy, full of happiness. In fact, I keep in my head, whenever I see this card, I'm always surprised because in my head he's the keeper of joy. Um, and every time I see it, I think, oh yeah, it's sacred, it's not joy. So I get a bit of a surprise every time I see it because of that. But that's because he's so filled with joy and so approachable, which we don't often, don't necessarily find that with Hierophant energy. Like for lots of us, it's not approachable at all, and that's the problem. But this person is very approachable. He just looks like the kind of person that you'd love to go up and chat to and learn from. And probably there'd be jokes, there would be laughter. You just feel as though you would have a really good time speaking to this person. Okay, so those are my 5 favourite Hierophants. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments whether there's any that you like. Is there any of these that you've not seen before? What are your favourite Hierophants? Take care, everyone. I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.